Thank you for doing this, Rosie.
Very welcome.
And who's this?
This is Boo, and she is my PTSD alert dog.
Fantastic. And you've been hard at work this weekend?
Yeah, it's been great fun. So I've been judging the dog show in aid of German Shepherd Rescue Elite, and I get invited each year, which is lovely actually, because I get to meet so many dogs and so many people, and just see what dogs can do for people as well, which is really good fun. And
That's
I get to give out
fantastic.
lots of prizes as well.
So what sort of competitions have they been doing this weekend?
So, oh gosh, everything. So we've done best conditioned dogs, that's looking at the really nice show dogs, and the rescue dogs. So we've had so many rescues that have only just gone into their new homes, and they're so happy. And it's really lovely to see these dogs that were living such a horrible life, that they're really now happy and bouncy and having the best day out ever. We do the cutest puppies, which is really hard to judge because they're all just gorgeous. Best boys, best girls, the golden oldies. So everyone gets to be involved, and child handler, and that's always a really lovely class to see.
Yeah.
Because it's great to see kids bonding with their dogs.
Yeah, absolutely.
And really working on something worthwhile. And tricks as well, and the fancy dress. It's just a bit of everything for everyone. So
Brilliant.
It really has been quite a mixed bag.
Cool. So, Boo, you rescued Boo.
I
quite
did, although it was a bit of a both of us really. So I was in hospital. I just had surgery to remove an ectopic pregnancy, which was misdiagnosed, and it unfortunately got to this sort of more severe stage where it ruptures and causes internal bleeding, and they picked it up quite late, so they had to do a bit of a open up job, take out the pregnancy and everything else with it, unfortunately, because it was all very damaged. So I was lying in the hospital bed, and it was September the 11th, so there was nothing good on TV. It was all obviously related to the conspiracy theories and things like that, and I just thought, I can't watch that. I'm just going to have a look at what's going on in the world. And a friend of a friend posted out a request and said, we've got these little puppies, they desperately need a new home. They've got fleas, they've got worms, they've got mange in places. The lady's completely overwhelmed. She doesn't know what to do with them, and they're living outside at the moment. So the RSPCA were going to take in as many as they could fit in, and she just wanted 20 quid per pup for the rest. And I thought,
wow,
I'm going to go get a puppy. I thought, I'm here all broken. She's all broken. Let's just do this. So I went into the room, and this little one came plodding up to me, and I picked her up, and she flopped onto my chin, and that was it. That was it. I thought, this is the dog for me. This is what I need. This is what she needs. Unfortunately, the first vet check didn't go too well. She's got a chronic heart condition, which has a channel that pumps around the wrong way, and it can cause heart failure, which unfortunately it has done twice now. They didn't think that she would live this long, but she's been very fit and healthy, doing flyball for several years and agility. She comes running with me. She's got 2 puppies that she chases around. And she also works as my alert dog as well. But that came very naturally for us. We obviously had quite a close bond, considering the start we sort of had in our relationship. And what they didn't realise is I was still very much in shock as a result of the operation and the pregnancy and all the news that kind of came with it. And she was nudging at my arm constantly when I got her, and she'd put her nose under here and pat at my arm. I thought, why on earth is she doing this? What does she want? She's been out for a wee, she's fed. What could this dog want?
Yeah.
And she really makes eye contact, and she'll really look at me. And I started to feel very tight-chested. I couldn't breathe properly. Everything was kind of closing in on me, and I started having these PTSD attacks. And I was with actually my community nurse that came out and was dealing with me, because I couldn't actually leave the house at the time due to sort of medical issues. And the woman went, she's telling you that you're about to have this attack. This is what she's doing. And it was like a light bulb moment for us. I thought, blimey, she knows exactly what's going on. She'd never had any formal training, and she just picked up from me what was wrong. And so we went through the kind of necessary channels to get her qualified so that she could come to hospital appointments and things with me. And we've been pretty inseparable since. So it was a definite, as much as I rescued her, she 100% rescued me too. Yeah, I know.
That's absolutely
You did.
beautiful.
Yeah.
And she did this from what age?
8 weeks old. Yeah.
8 weeks.
Yeah. It was just, something just clicked. And when she was on my chest at the house, it was obviously a real bond that we just instantly had. And when I took her home, she just sat and watched me the entire journey home. And that was it. And because I was off with medical issues, she just sat with me all day, and she just watched me all day. And we have spent, I think it's a total of 7 hours apart in the almost 9 years we've been together. She comes everywhere with me, everywhere. So she's a very intuitive dog, for sure.
To say the least.
Yeah.
Yeah, so when I rescued my pup, I thought I had a strong bond, but this is something else.
But I think it's individual as well. You know, everyone has a bond with their dog, and dogs help for different reasons. And you know, she's just not a typical lurcher at all, and she can really pick up things. But you know, different dogs have really different skills, and yeah, it doesn't mean your one's any sort of less than. It's very special.
So, what does a daily routine consist of with you guys?
So we've got a bit of a jumbled routine. I can be anywhere in the south of the country training dogs. So I don't do a 9 to 5, which is great for her. She's so easygoing with everything. She just goes, right, okay, we're going out. We'll do that. As she's got older, she's become a lot lazier, and she will now stay in bed in the morning whilst I get ready and pack my bags and have a shower and get dressed. And then it's only when I go, come on, Boo, that she looks up from under the cover and says, right, okay, we're going out now. And we go and we can do home assessments. We might do a behavioural assessment. Sometimes she's used as a stooge dog. So if dogs are very worried about approaching others, she will literally just sit there while they mingle around and play with their owner, so that they can get used to the fact that dogs aren't scary. You know, it will be okay.
Yep.
She's brilliant with puppies. She's like a real mum. So all the puppies she puts in their place, and they come out for walks with us, all the puppies in training. And actually, I've just got a rescue pup who was petrified of everything 5 weeks ago, and he's just latched onto her, reads her for everything, and has realised that, you know, the world's okay. So we do agility training as well. She stays in the clubhouse while we do agility training, because we like to try and join in, don't we? Yeah, we do. As much as you're a bit older now, you definitely think you've got it still, don't you? But she still gets to go, but she has to watch these days, don't you?
That's good. You're managing the
Yeah.
joints.
And although keeping her fit's great for her heart, so it, you know, we do a lot of exercise. We do about 3 hours walking a day, just me and my dogs. And then she comes along to all the training sessions as well. So she'll be a demo dog for some of the training if I'm doing class work. So if we're doing trick training, I'll show them using her what we want to achieve and how we'll get there, because I like to break things down so that the dogs can learn in parts, get lots of rewards, and realise that it's actually really good fun. Sometimes we might have just a couple of home visits or a beach walk or shop training with some dogs, so it would be a nice quiet week. And sometimes it will be full of classes and agility and canicross and lots of high activities that got lots of adrenaline going. So it can really vary for us, which
she
is
lives
great.
the life.
Yeah, it's absolutely brilliant. And she's brilliant because she doesn't need a routine. She will just go wherever. She'll come, she'll go, okay, we're going here now, we're meeting these dogs now. As long as she's with me, she doesn't really mind.
Sounds like the perfect balanced dog.
Yeah, she's not a typical lurcher. Normally they're a bit loopy.
Oh, good for you. I'm glad she plays such a vital role in your life. And your other dogs, do they have any special roles?
So Pixel, who's my other lurcher, he's half greyhound, half collie, and wasn't mine to start with. He actually belonged to a chap in a wheelchair. So I worked with them to train Pixel to take his shoes and socks off, to walk alongside the wheelchair. He actually learned to push the wheelchair as well when it needed a bit of a boost. And he takes the washing out of the washing machine. He will alert bark if the chap fell out of his wheelchair, so he'd lie down next to him and just bark until someone came. So he did a lot of task work for disability-based stuff. Unfortunately, the chap became quite ill, so he had to kind of go into residential. So I took Pixel on. I'd fallen in love with him at this point, so he just had to come with me. So, and he does a bit of task work at home, but mostly because I get a bit lazy. So if I lose my keys, oh I wish. If I lose my house keys, he will go find those. He'll fetch my trainers for me. He knows where the leads are for the other dogs, so it's quite handy. And he loves to work. He's half collie and he just loves it. He thinks it's the best game ever, so it works for both of us at home for sure. But he does predominantly agility now, so he's
fantastic.
Yeah, he does a bit of working, but loves his agility, and he's slotted right in. He loves Boo and she loves him and really took him on as her puppy. They've got a real nice mother and son relationship. And then I've got a miniature Jaxie that's joined me 5 weeks ago from the Red Foundation. Okay. So a bit of a change in what the normal dog is for me. And he has spent a year in a room, hasn't been outside the room, absolutely petrified of everything and everyone. And I thought, why not? Why not? I like a challenge.
Challenge accepted, yeah. And
he's doing brilliantly. He loves all dogs. He came out with me yesterday for the registrations at the show, and he was sitting there going, "Hiya, you're coming to see me, surely." I also bought a bittersweet flat cap, which he really sees.
I've seen these.
He's a gent now as well.
I've seen these. These look fantastic.
Yeah,
I need to get one for Dexter.
I've got a dog that will wear one now, so I've got to do it. And he's really coming on well. He won't be used for anything in particular, but they are a working breed, and he likes to learn. So we are starting with lots of tricks and proprioception work. So getting used to the fact he's got 4 legs.
Yeah.
So he's never had any sort of walks or anything. So he's got no muscle tone at the moment, and with Daxies being quite long, they need that strength in their back legs as well. So I'm using womp boards and different textures and things like that to get him used to that, which he's loving. But he doesn't have a particular kind of work
niche, no.
Apart from looking cute.
So this kind of brings us on to what we discussed earlier. You want to sort of let people know that your dog doesn't need to be trained as such to be an assistance dog.
No, and typically everyone thinks of guide dogs when they think of assistance dogs, because that's been the kind of prominent charity. And there's lots of other charities out there. I've worked for Canine Partners training their puppies, and Dog Aid and Dogs for Disabled. So there's lots of charities out there under the Assistance Dogs UK Association, but that doesn't restrict your dog from being an assistance dog. What I realised with Boo, and I was one of those people who thought, you get a guide dog if you've got an assistance dog.
Yeah.
And realising that there are dogs out there that can detect cancer, diabetic alert dogs. Boo can detect my PTSD attacks coming on, and she's a lurcher. Mostly greyhounds. They just eat and sleep. And I thought, hang on a second, there's something going on here. That we're missing something here. It's not just Labradors and Retrievers that can do this. Yes, they love to work, and they're great, and there's a really good breeding program in place for them, but there are dogs that can help people, and we need to do that. We need to help these people realise that they can reach the potential that they need.
Yeah.
And I met a lovely woman today who's got a Shih Tzu, and she couldn't leave the house a year ago, and her dog came to her and gave her that strength to have someone there to support her to be able to leave the house, and is really an assistance dog for her emotional support now, which is lovely.
Because it's such a broad thing, isn't it? Assistance, whether it's anxiety, just by touching the dog and gaining that sort of confidence to, like you say, get out of the house.
There are charities like Therapy Dogs Nationwide who go and visit people in old homes. in the children's hospitals that just want to stroke a dog and realise that actually, just that bit of happiness.
Yeah.
It can be so soothing, just that action of stroking a dog, and that bond as well, where you get absolutely no judgment at all from a dog, unless you pretend you've got treats and don't have treats, and then you get judgment.
Big no-no.
Or where's the ball? There is no tennis ball. And that actually you can be yourself in front of that dog. It's okay to not be okay in front of that dog. It's okay that you might need help from a dog, because they will give it to you 100%, and you will always get that from your dog. And the fact that owners can train their assistance dogs with support to just hone in those skills. A lot of people don't kind of know about the dog training, and that's fine, because there are people out there who will help you train your own dog to be an assistance dog and give you that support you need, regardless of the dog's age, breed, where they've come from, how many legs they've got, or anything like that.
And it's being able to kind of spot the skill as well. If the dog's acting up a bit, well, why? What's the dog doing? They might be, trying to assist you, but you wouldn't know because you didn't think a dog could do that.
This is it. And when I got Boo, I thought, she must need something. She's doing these things. What am I doing?
Oh, she must
wrong?
want to go to the toilet, or
yeah. I was. Do you need another wee? You've been fed. Yeah, good girl. What do you need now? And people can see barking as something bad, when actually it could be an alert. So a lot of the diabetic alert dogs will bark at you if they can sense that your blood sugar's going down, and that could be seen as really naughty right there, when actually it's trying to say something's wrong. You need to sit down. Yes, I know. Yes, I.
So Rosie, everyone's packing up around us. I think we're the last ones here. So, is there anything that you would say to anyone who's sort of suffering or in any sort of hardship at the minute, and they think that a dog might be for them?
Yeah, it has to be the right dog. So don't feel like you have to get a particular type of dog or breed of dog. It doesn't matter what kind of dog it is, where it came from, if it's a rescue, if it's an amputee, if it's the right dog for you, you'll know. There'll just be an absolute click and bond there, and it's okay to not be okay. There's such support out there. There are lots of charities that will really help people with their dogs, and you can do this, and dogs will really help you in supporting you, and can give you an awful lot more in support of what you need, really, and whether it be any type of mental health condition or disability, or just to be an emotional support dog, go for it. Absolutely go for it. She's changed my life. I wouldn't be here without her, and I definitely wouldn't be doing what I'm doing without her as well, job-wise. She's taught me so much, and there are people who will help with the behavioural and training side as well.
You're amazing, Rosie. Thanks for doing
very
this.
Much. Thank you.
Cheers.
I hope you enjoyed the episode of the Doggy Style Podcast. If, like me, you've learned something from the guests, taken value from it, then do like, subscribe, hit that thumbs up button, drop a comment, whatever you want to do. But the most important thing to help us would be if you share this episode just with one person that you think would benefit from listening or watching it. You can find us on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. Just search the Doggy Style Podcast. We'll come up. There you can see sort of behind the scenes kind of things, what we get up to. And well, till the next guest, thanks for listening.